It's time to feel the rage. Welcome to Film Rage, where we talk movies in theaters, streaming, and classic films as well. Directors and actors beware, as you cannot hide from the rage. My name is Bryce, and I'm part of the Film Rage crew, which also includes Jim. Hello, Jim.
Hey, hey.
And also we have the Merman, who puts his pants on one leg at a time if the rumors are accurate. Is this true, Murray?
Not always.
Wow, we're learning more about Merman every week.
That's right.
So with the introductions out of the way, let's rage on.
Well, thanks to all who've been supporting us. If you love our independent podcast, please support us and join the growing Film Rage community by joining our membership at buymeacoffee.com/Film Rage YYC. All members get special episodes and content only for members, and all members that sign up will get a free limited edition special Film Rage merch item. If you cannot commit to a membership, you can still buy us a movie rental and dare us to see a terrible movie. Shout out to Alberta, our largest listening province in Canada, and our largest listening state in the U.S. is still Virginia.
Virginia's for lovers.
It is for lovers, and we love Virginia. Also, Vive la France.
Vive la France.
As they hold a solid third place to our listeners from countries around the world. Thanks, France.
Movies are back at Canyon Meadows Cinemas. We are open for your viewing pleasure with great new films opening weekly. All health-regulated protocols are in effect for a safe and enjoyable experience. And don't forget, we should be your first choice for your next birthday party or special event. Can't make it to the cinema? We got you covered. Ordered concessions from our online store, and you can either choose curbside pickup or get them delivered via Skip the Dishes, Uber Eats, or DoorDash. For more details, go to canyonmeadowscinemas.ca. Here at CMC, we would like to thank you for your continued support, and we are looking forward to seeing you at the movies.
Sweet. Just love this music. How about we dance? Streaming, 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 and what?
We're streaming, Jim.
And we're streaming, Murray. What did we do?
Streaming.
Nice move there, Mur.
So, this week we streamed a little something on Netflix. Beckett is, we streamed Beckett, sorry, from
Beckett? The
2021. No, we streamed Beckett.
Is it the Beckett or just Beckett?
It's just Beckett.
All right.
Beckett is the story of an American in Greece that gets into a car accident that kills his girlfriend, and from there he finds himself on the run as being hunted. Why? We're not sure.
It's so true.
The film starts rather lifelessly as we observe a couple on vacation. They decide to get out of the city late one night to avoid the social unrest that is impending. And as a result, Beckett, played by John David Washington, falls asleep at the wheel and gets into a car crash, killing his girlfriend.
Ouch.
Yes, from here, the film switches into another gear as Beckett visits the crash site and finds himself getting shot at by the police.
What?
The tension is pretty much maintained from this point to the end as both of us and
them.
Both us as the audience and Beckett try to figure out why this is happening. As Beckett tries to figure out what is going on, he tries to get to the U.S. consulate in order to save himself. The middle hour or so in this is quite good, with John David Washington portraying this systems analyst in an unfathomable situation in a very real way. I really thought this was on its way to being Mondo, and then the last 10 minutes happened, and the film that I was quite enjoying turned ridiculous. all of a sudden, the systems analyst turned into James Bond.
What a surprise!
The legwork of the first 90% of the film that painted the picture of this average guy with basically no physical ability was cast aside as Beckett turned into a badass that could fight, and at one point he is jumping off a ledge to land on a speeding car. What is going on?
I think I might talk about that too.
I also did not buy into any of Beckett's motivations in this. I'm not sure the guy I witnessed at the beginning of the film would be jumping off buildings, risking his life for someone he doesn't even know. This turned into an illogical mess. The last 10 minutes of this was so silly that it ruined the entire film. Bad beginning, excellent middle, and an inexplicably irrational, irritating ending leave me with no choice but to say Beckett was a rage.
Ah, poor Beckett.
I really stumbled through that. Honestly, I have not been drinking.
He doesn't do that very, unconsciously anyway. So, John David Washington, yum.
And
he's awesome.
That's all you had to say?
The cinematography was delicious, so delicious that I wish I saw this in the cinema. Can you kind of pick up what I'm putting down here?
I can.
Okay, good. Just so we're all on the same page. This would have been much better in the cinema.
Yeah, then you could have seen that ridiculous
The jump from-
off the park.
But wait, I want to talk more about that.
Sorry. Spoiler alert.
As this takes place in Greece, I guess I got a little bit hungry watching this. Greek food, by the way, in Greece is amazing. I'm just saying. I love the fact that whenever they spoke Greek, there was no subtitles.
That was cool.
This is fantastic.
We were in his shoes.
There's things in this movie. We, the audience, are in the exact same state as our hero during the entire film.
That was well done.
And so we are 42 minutes into this film, and I am as confused as our hero about what the fuck is going on.
Which is good.
And I am loving it.
Yep.
No clue as to what, where, when, how, or why he is being a person, quote unquote, of interest. I was thoroughly enjoying this film until we get to the U.S. Embassy. So for you, it was the last 10 minutes. But when we got to the U.S. Embassy, I'm like, the obviousness at this point of the conspiracy was way too overt. And the whole scene with the agent Tynan, played by Boyd Holbrook, just freaking annoyed me. The whole scene, everything he was in was annoying. Not so much that I hate the film, but enough that an amazing thriller lost a lot of steam, because I am pretty sure the embassy does not take people out of the embassy if they are protecting them to go, and I'm going to use this again, quote unquote, visit a good cop.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, he's already in the U.S. He's on U.S. soil. He doesn't fucking need to go anywhere.
Nope.
And I'm just shocked sometimes with this type of writing in films. I was flabbergasted because it was so good.
It was so good until then.
Yeah, and actually, you said you didn't like the first part, but I kind of love the first part. I mean, it's corny, and you see them falling in love. You know they're madly in love, and they're setting you up for something. They were in love.
They were awkward.
It was cutely awkward. I kind of liked it. I actually don't normally like that thing, but this I wasn't minding because they were both really cute together.
All right.
Yeah, so this could have been done in all different kinds of ways to make this more believable, but they didn't.
No.
Plus, the end of the film, to your point, was a little over the top, especially perfectly timing a landing on a car from 3 stories up.
You can't see the car.
Yeah, exactly. He was listening with super hearing.
Because he's a super spy.
He's a super spy.
He's James Bond.
Using the Force.
He was using the Force, but he's not even in the Force movies.
Well, maybe this is the Star
That isn't
Wars
the black
sequel.
guy from the Star Wars movie?
No, it's not the same dude. I was a little disappointed, to say the least. Granted, he did not come out unscathed in that fall, but I found it a little too Americanized for a Greek film. Like, I mean, how many Greek films have we seen in the last few years? And all of them usually are pretty messed up and fun. And this was just, I felt there was just too much American influence in this Greek film.
Pity is one of my favorite movies of all time. If you want to see a Greek film,
I've seen it. It's great. The ending should have made me rage, as it did for you.
Oh, man.
But I liked seeing John David Washington running around Greece, so I'm going to still give it a meh. And, you know, we've had this discussion before. How for you it can be a 10 minutes of a movie can destroy the movie, but I liked
to your point, it was probably more like the last 20-25 minutes.
It's true, but I mean there was a lot of really good in this, so I couldn't get to rage. I was raging at stuff that was happening.
Yeah.
But the movie I still enjoyed. I'm glad that I saw it because I love him. And I think that there was a lot of good action in it.
Yeah, I wish that the internet connection just would have zoinked out at 25 minutes and then somehow every copy of the film got deleted off the face of the earth so that I could come up with my own conclusion, because the one that was presented before me was ridiculous. It was stupid. It was so bad that it makes me rage.
Okay, so if he would have just made it to the embassy and the movie ended, wouldn't that have been like a perfect ending?
That would have been fine.
Right? It was
cool.
like he made it. He survived. We don't care about all the other characters.
Yeah, all the side stuff going on, whatever.
Doesn't matter. Okay, so we got a meh and a rage on that one, people. So, you know, pick your poison on it. All right. Well, we also went to the cinemas.
Hey, I'm not done yet.
Oh, did you see it?
Did you watch it?
I saw it. I recommended it, didn't I?
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
I thought I did.
No, I did because it's on Netflix.
Oh, right. Murray did because it was on Netflix. Didn't it automatically load to your phone?
No.
Oh, okay.
I thought I did because it had John David Washington in it. I was like,
and I thought that's why I would want to. But I'm sure glad Murray did.
Hey, Murray, what'd you think?
What'd you think?
Well, thanks for asking.
All right. And you know what? I want to say I love how close you are to the mic right now.
Yeah. This film lost me in the first 10 minutes.
I don't blame him.
It had a nice European setting, wisely using the Greek scenery for both beauty as well as danger. The film's greatest gift, though, has to be the prompt separation of Washington and Vikander, two stars of astonishing beauty and even more amazing lack of chemistry. Excruciating first 10 minutes consists primarily of them being romantic and lovey-dovey.
It's cute.
And that is much harder to survive as a viewer than any of the threats to his life that follow. So yeah, I pretty much tuned out then. But it actually picked up.
Oh, okay.
Conspiracy that he gets pulled in is also pretty thin, but the thrills of watching him fight for his life are the real reason we're there anyway. And those are actually done pretty well. There isn't much to Beckett as a character, but he carries the film with ease. It's a very physical performance, all jumping off cliffs and trains and all parking structures, and his continued ability to function is completely unbelievable. He breaks his hand, gets shot, gets stabbed several times, and still manages to jump off parking structures onto a moving car.
It's funny how we all picked that up.
This film just left me meh.
Oh, there we go. Two mehs and a rage. It's like almost part of a full house.
There you are.
All right, Jim. Now we can go to the cinema.
Oh, okay, thank you. But our favorite place to be on the planet.
Yes.
And this is the movie that Murray's been waiting his entire life to come
My
out.
whole life to see.
That he could see.
Well, that's probably not true. At least the last 2 years.
Ever since Star what's that? Space Invaders came out. The first thing that Murray thought was if Ryan Reynolds could be in a movie with Space Invaders or Missile Command, I want to see it.
Oh, don't worry, I'm sure it's coming.
I got Missile Command on the old video game.
On your Xbox.
I got the roller ball
on
too.
your 3000 games.
Missile Command.
Missile Command with the roller ball.
Guess what we're doing this weekend, people? We're at
video games?
Bryce is playing Missile Command.
Right, then. Okay, well, a free guy. Bank teller basically discovers he's actually an NPC, which is a non-playable character, as in computer generated.
Speaking of video games.
Inside a brutal open world video game, aka Grand Theft Auto, Fortnite, that kind of thing. And yeah, he basically discovers he has a self-awareness, some journey, and he decides he doesn't want to work in a bank that gets robbed 20 times a day. All right, I get started, I guess then.
Yeah, you do, baby.
All right, Rotten Tomatoes.
All right.
83%
Nice.
tomato meter. 95% audience score.
There you go.
Certified fresh, whatever the hell that means.
It's fresh.
IMDb, 7.7 out of 10.
It's fresh.
New York Post, 100%. Strangely, for franchise-loving, trademark-clutching Disney, which now owns 20th Century Studios, their Free Guy is totally original and absolute blast.
He's building to his review.
I just wanted to start with other people's opinions.
So he's not alone.
I can't be accused of being Ryan Reynolds biased.
I don't.
Although
You are Ryan Reynolds biased. That's a given.
I'm not the only person on the planet who loved this movie.
Okay.
Oh, you loved it. Okay.
Now, I am also a huge fan of the video game Grand Theft Auto.
Nice.
I spent so many hours just driving around the city looking for people to beat up and faster cars to steal. Hell, I didn't need to do the missions sometimes. A friend of mine taught me an especially brutal trick of picking up hookers, having sex with them in my car.
Nice.
And as soon as they get out, run them over and take the money back.
Nice. Sorry, this is in Grand Theft the game, right? Not in real life?
Vice City, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Just so we're clear here.
That's the kind of game it is. That's exactly what this movie is.
It was.
You can do whatever you want.
Yep.
And the NPC, the Ryan Reynolds of the world, are the guys that get shot and beat up multiple
They're
times.
They're the hookers that get run over.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Cruel, yeah, but it's a fun game. I especially love the death race, like running over people with your car aspect of it.
Yeah. Bigger the car, the bigger the bush.
But I digress. I loved everything about this film. The fast pace, the senseless violence, the cheesy overacting. The film was full of surprises, kept me laughing for the whole 2 hours. As a side note, I recently saw a documentary about game shows hosted by Alex Trebek.
What? Oh, yeah, there was an Alex Trebek.
At the end, he said his biggest regret was not getting to act in feature films.
Aw.
Well, sir, you have done it.
That's right.
R.I.P. Cameos in this film were amazing. Now on to the Kiwi in the room.
Uh-oh.
Taika Waititi.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could say I loved him in this film. He just didn't quite get there. To quote Dr. Evil, you're semi-evil. You're quasi-evil. You're the margarine of evil. You're the Diet Coke of evil. Just 1 calorie, not evil enough.
There you go.
But this film was still a hard-driving, fun-filled freaking mondo.
Nice. Bryce, would you like to rebuke?
I'm sure he will.
He will.
Free Guy.
That says it all right there.
Yeah, that kind of does. I love how there's a calmness over the music right now.
Building up the tension.
There's a real sweetness happening right now.
Free Guy was fun for a while, but as the repetition of watching Ryan Reynolds do the same thing over and over again wore thin, so did the premise. Having said this, there were some laughs, and everyone other than Reynolds were very good. Lil Ray Howery as Buddy was great. Utkarsh Ambudkar
Nice.
as Mouser shines as he always does. I actually love that guy. I wish I could pronounce his name.
Yeah,
but he's
me
good.
too.
He's good in
You should work
everything
on
he's in. I should. Taika Waititi had some amusing bits, but his character Antoine was a little too one-dimensional to be the primary villain. Jodie Cromer as Molotov Girl was a pleasure to watch. Unfortunately, Ryan Reynolds as Guy was in full-on Ryan Reynolds mode. He seems to be playing a PG version of every character he has played in recent memory, from Deadpool to Michael Bryce in those awful Hitman's Bodyguard movies, all the way back to Van Wilder and Monty from Waiting. They are all the same guy. He is full-on Chevy Chase mode all the time. Still, the rest of this movie had an undeniable energy with some standout performances and some very funny bits from everybody but Ryan Reynolds. Free Guy was meh.
Nice. Well, I bet you that came as a surprise to Murray.
That it wasn't a raid?
Yeah.
Huge surprise.
Exactly, right? Well, you know why? Because this movie was pretty good. So, if you like playing video games and enjoy the movie Wreck-It Ralph, then you will love this movie. Ryan Reynolds is, in my opinion, his funniest in a while in this film. some of the lines and dialogues that he came up with was, in my opinion, very funny. Every time he went into the coffee shop, I was laughing my ass off. In fact, I was going to mention, though, prior to this movie, I was literally saying, I am so tired of him and his one-dimensional character. Don't get me wrong. This is his same character he always plays, but for me, it was less annoying. I still think he isn't a great actor, but this film is fun. It does a great job of bringing the gap of video game and movie better than any other live-action Wreck-It Ralph type film that I've seen probably in the last, let's say, 10 years. The story has influences from Ready Player One, and as I mentioned, Wreck-It Ralph. And what the hell? Let's also throw in some Tron for good measure. It's very Disneyfied, which is at times fun and at other times can be annoying. There is a lot of time I was laughing through this film. I loved a lot of it and found the story fairly well done, as well as all the NPC characters were cleverly designed and had a personality and a character which made them enduring. All that, but it is a cookie cutter ending and a storybook Disney for my liking at the end. So, as much as I had a good and at times great times and enjoyed this film a lot, it was just a meh, because it was, just predictable and this regular Disney film. I'm not blaming it on anybody other than Disney. It's just a Disney movie.
But it's not a Disney movie.
It's Disney-like movie.
No, it's not a Disney movie.
They had so many Disney characters in the movie.
Because they got permission.
Yeah.
Because they bought 20th Century after the movie was made.
Exactly. It's still a Disney-like
was
movie.
Not shot by Disney.
No,
just to be clear.
It may have not been.
It may be owned by them now, but it wasn't at the time.
Right. So maybe they were advertising their sale, because this movie is very Disney-like.
Wreck-It Ralph was Mondo, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. It was. Tron
I don't watch
wasn't
cartoons.
as good. So, Yeah. So anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. It's a good summer blockbuster type film and a lot of fun for the entire Disney-loving family.
There you go.
It's a meh.
It's a meh.
Even the Disney-hating adults will enjoy it.
There you go.
They liked it. Some of it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, then. I get it. Move on.
I enjoyed it. It was fun.
It wasn't terrible.
All right. Well, we also got to see another movie called Don't Breathe 2. Did you see this one too, Mur?
I did.
You did. Nice. Do you want me to go, or do you want to?
Yeah, you go.
You want to hit that Don't Breathe out of the park? Okay, so this is I've been using these quotes a lot today. Sort of a sequel set years following the initial deadly home invasion that was Don't Breathe #1.
Mm-hmm.
And we still have Stephen Lang in it.
Well, thank goodness.
Doing
Still
blind stuff.
Blind man thing.
Yeah.
Still blind.
Still blind and still kicking ass and punching dicks. The music and score was awesome. The tension was pretty good. There was some great jump scares, and every single one that happened made me jump, as Bryce can allude to.
I'm sitting there, and he's just, every time they intended a jump scare, all of a sudden I got this just giant, yeah, it was crazy.
If I had drink and popcorn, it was like...
Oh, it would have been everywhere.
It would have. But you know what? I think it was because I was so engaged in the music and the sound in this. I was enveloping.
Fair enough.
It was really well. And to me, the atmosphere of
I would just
pulling you in,
look to my right every time.
And you're like,
going on?
What's wrong with you? Why are you doing that? So many fantastic practical effects, lots of blood and gore to keep you juiced up. Some crazy horrific comedic moments, like chopping your mama's arm off to get yourself free, or when your mom's gonna, take your heart, and it is almost too poetic. And just before you go under, she turns to you and says, "Thank you."
Thank
you.
Thank you for dying.
Thank you, darling. So I can make.
I'm about to kill you for your heart.
So no. I'm gonna kill you so I can make crack.
Exactly.
That's it. and everybody around is on board because they need that.
They need that crack.
They need that crack money to keep on going.
Exactly.
Because it's the only avenue of income.
That's the only way they can make. I mean, they could still break into
yeah.
places. They do that well.
Yeah,
They're
like
all gonna die
all
and
those
starve if they don't kill
ex-army
this
guys
girl.
have no other skills apparently.
Exactly. So I like the suspense, the creepy factor, and some of the for the love of me, I can't remember part 1. So as we're watching this, so of course I had to go back and watch it when I got home that night, and and man, Stephen Lang is still buff and does know how to kick ass and punch dicks as a blind dude. The CLF, played by Madeline Grace, did a great job of not annoying me through the entire film. So good on her, and not annoying me in itself is worth a celebration for this film. I enjoyed this vicious, murderous, psycho, fucked up mess of a film. I liked it a lot, but just not loved it. Well done, part 2. But just well done enough to get a high man, as some of it was repetitive after a while. And of course, there was a few dumb parts, let's face it.
Yep.
The blind dude getting all the way walking into the city in an evening made no sense.
He was led by the dog.
Yeah, that would have happened like in 7 hours. They showed them driving for hours to get into the city. Yeah.
They were moving.
But, as always comes from torture porn-esque films, it was a fun ride. Isn't it? Mur, hit us.
All right. Well, before I watched this film, I had to see Don't Breathe 1.
Okay, so you'd never seen 1.
Because I don't remember if I'd ever seen it.
Yep.
Turns out I hadn't. Well, the first one was okay. Predictable, entertaining.
Yep.
This one was completely different.
Yeah.
I actually questioned taking the bad guy who kidnapped, raped, and killed people from the first one and making him a good guy in this one. I was actually pleasantly surprised.
But he's more of a dad now.
He's still a bad mofo.
Yeah.
First half of the movie had me checking my watch every 5 minutes, so.
Yep.
Willing the time just to pass, because I didn't jump once, by the way. I haven't jumped in years to any movie, so this didn't do it either.
Nope.
About halfway through, it actually got kind of interesting. There were a few unexpected plot twists, and the ending was freaking awesome.
Yes, it was.
In fact, the ending almost turned this into Amanda.
What?
Almost. But in the end, it was just a meh.
Ah. Sounds like it's familiar.
All right.
Well, what do you say, Bryce?
Don't Breathe 2. It wasn't awful.
All right.
It was better than I thought it could be.
Mm-hmm.
It had solid practical effects. That was pretty much the highlight of the film for me, the practical effects.
Gooey.
Ultimately, the film would either sink or float based on the performance of Stephen Lang as Norman Nordstrom, the blind anti-hero badass of the story. Lang kept this film afloat with a solid performance, as was the case in the first Don't Breathe. And just like the first one, this was meh.
Wait, back it up though.
All right.
Didn't you think the CLF in this was pretty good? You didn't like her at all?
She was all right.
I thought Madeline Grace did a good job.
Yeah, she was fine.
That's it. Fine.
She's all right.
The movie wasn't on her shoulders. It was on one man's shoulders.
It is a lot on his shoulders for sure.
His performance is so good that it's really not a good movie. But
he's in it, and there's stuff.
Stephen Lang is so good that it makes it much better than it has any business being.
But Murray, to your point a little bit about this film, because he actually brings it up in the movie where he's talking about the fact that I've done things and I've been bad things, keeping in mind that they broke in to steal his shit in the first movie.
Yeah. Yeah, but still,
he
reacted
very darkly.
Kill them.
He did.
Like, just don't kill them.
Hey.
Like he was cruel and sadistic in the first one.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, he was.
It wasn't even
went
just
to a dark place.
But he lives in a dark place.
Shooting at him is one thing, but yeah, no, he went out of his way to be cruel to these.
Yeah.
Not to mention the woman who was tied up in his basement.
Nice.
That he basically inseminated. It's like, yeah.
He didn't say. He said he wasn't a good person.
No, it's true. So yeah, it took me a while to actually except that he was actually the
He
good
actually
guy in
admitted
this
he was a
movie.
rapist in the second one, too.
I actually think that this needs to be a trilogy because I kind of think I need an origin story.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the war. Let's see what made this guy the way he
Maybe
is.
he was just blind his whole life, though.
Did you guys stay for
I
the,
don't
for,
think
for
so.
the
I
end?
think it's been implied. Wasn't it implied in the first one that he was?
Yeah, he was definitely blind in the first
No,
one.
no, he was
I
blind.
know that. It was implied, though, that he wasn't always blind. He was blind
I don't
based
know.
on...
I thought something in the war. I
yeah, I
thought.
thought it was from the war. That's why I
your
want...
memory's
Yeah,
good.
IED or something. But
Yeah.
no.
So there's a reason why he's the way he is. Now I want part 3 so I can find out exactly what made this...
Maybe he just got angry. He was angry at the world because he was blind.
Well,
and
that's
why he
what I'm
tortured
saying.
them.
But there's
just a dick.
It's exactly what I'm saying, Jim. He's angry at the world. Why? I want to know.
Oh, okay.
That's what the prequel
I kind
will
of don't
be.
care. I'm just glad he's
I
angry.
want a part 3.
I'm kind of glad he's... Well, sure, I'll take a part 3. I don't mind.
I don't know who's going to play a younger version of him, though, because he can't go back. It can't be Stephen Lang playing part 3.
Maybe Stephen Lang has a child.
Maybe.
Junior child.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay. So, don't breathe. It's what is it, Mur?
Yeah. 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 All right, from
Let's
there,
root for part 3.
let's class it up with a little Aretha Franklin
Let's
documentary.
class it
I
up,
almost
baby.
said documentary,
You almost did.
docudrama.
There you go.
That's what I meant to say. Respect is the story of the rise of Aretha Franklin from childhood choir singer to international sensation. Jennifer Hudson stars as the iconic singer and does it competently, I guess. The performances, although her singing's great, her performance is competent. The performances by the supporting cast are stellar, however. Marlon Wayans as Ted White does his job, as I'm not sure I could have disliked this character anymore. Titus Burgess as Reverend James Cleveland is quietly brilliant in his role. Forrest Whitaker as Reverend Franklin was also very good, as always the case with Forrest Whitaker. It's almost redundant. Then there's Mark Maron as Jerry Wexler, and he's always fantastic. This guy is not only hilarious as a stand-up comic, but he's a tremendous character actor. I need to see more Mark Maron.
Yeah.
For sure.
I thought he did a great job.
Yeah. The problem... Oh, is he in Glow?
He's like the manager.
I did
He's
not
like the
know
best
that.
part of the show.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm sure
But
he is.
But it's
no doubt.
it's TV, so I wasn't.
Yeah,
gonna
he-
mention it.
Yeah,
He doesn't know
I
what TV
probably
is.
won't end up seeing it. The problem with it is the same as most biopics, as you cannot cover decades in 2 hours. Anyone out there making a biopic, I'm begging you, please pick one moment from your subject's life and write a really good script about that moment. It is impossible to cover someone's whole life in 2 hours, or in this case, about 2 hours, in this case, about 20 some odd years in 2.5 hours. I will say, however, the ending was very poignant, and the choice to end the movie with the 1972 Amazing Grace concert was a perfect way to conclude. Still, too much content to pack into a relatively short period of time caused this film, like many biopics that have preceded it, to be meh.
Well. I am going to disagree with you on the Jennifer Hudson front. I thought she was brilliant as Aretha Franklin. As was Mary J. Blige, which you did not mention, I thought was amazing. The casting in this film, as you had mentioned, though, was fantastic. I can't believe you didn't pull out Mary J. Blige. I thought she did a great job.
I don't even know who she played.
Oh, okay. Well, then don't worry about it. We can talk about that later.
Who'd she play?
She was the other, I forget the character that she did, but she was the queen before Aretha showed up. That fur coat.
Right.
You know who it is now.
Yeah. Dinah Washington.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, there you go. Through to about 20 minutes, and I was not really loving the direction style so much, but was still very much enjoying being in the presence of one of my all-time heroes being portrayed in film. This, in my opinion, was one amazing scene captured in a moment, followed by another amazing scene captured in a moment. I think part of my dislike at the beginning of the film was that I didn't feel the connection to the director's feel for Aretha's character. But as the story kept unfolding, I enjoyed the story and direction more and more. They captured all the main pain and suffering that Aretha went through, but did not dwell on it. This is one of the most accurate biopics that I've ever seen. If you go and do the biofact check, it covers everything that's pretty much accurate.
It felt genuine.
Yeah. There was some directorial and story embellishment, sure. But what we saw in this film did actually happen. Pretty close to reality. And as a huge fan of Aretha Franklin, I loved and absolutely loved they did not dwell so much on specific incidences and stayed focused on telling her story and sharing her greatness. I pretty much cried all the way through this film from start to finish, thinking as I watched how unfair life has been and had been to Aretha and the whole black community that lived through the same points in her time frame. In the end, with her playing her song for Barack Obama, the actual real show was the icing on the cake. I could have watched every minute of her life being retold on screen for another 20 years, just basically living in the movie theater for the rest of my life. But alas,
that would have been fine, but that's not what happened.
I will have to wait for the sequel, Aretha 2.0. She was a powerhouse of a singer, an amazing civil rights ambassador, and this movie took me on an emotional journey of a big part in her life, although only 20 years. And it was motherfucking Mondo to me. I loved it. I know what you're saying about it, but I think
I hate when they spread everything so thinly that I don't get a true picture of any point.
But
in life.
the reason I'm saying, well, I'm biased because I'm such a big Aretha fan. But the thing that I think I did like about it was they just touched on points of it that were pinnacle in her life that happened through her journey, and they didn't stay on it. I agree with you. I think
and that's the reason I didn't like it.
Yeah, see, I like that. I kind of wanted to know those nuggets.
I don't want a Cole's Notes version of her life. I just don't.
Well, let's hope that now they actually... See, I would love to see the documentary of this as well. And trying to see a documentary on... Like, they haven't made a documentary about her, so it's at least not one that's...
Sure, it's on its way.
Yeah, it should be on its way. That's what I'm hoping. But I fully enjoyed this. The music was amazing. The music all the way through.
Music was great,
and actually was
a lot of it was great. I loved a lot of this, but it falls into your typical biopic where they just don't they try to cover too much in too short a period of time, and you can't cover someone's whole life in 2 hours or even 20 years of their life.
Yeah, which is pretty much.
I'm glad it ended where it ended.
Yes,
that was absolutely the perfect ending.
Yep,
I love that ending.
Yep,
but
people, it's worth seeing.
It is.
If you're an Aretha fan, you'll be like me.
Go. If you're not, you'll get a Cole's Notes version of the first 30 years. Wow.
And then I bought the concert.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I did. Afterwards, I went and bought the concert.
I actually have never watched the film, and
Amazing Grace.
I need to watch that one.
Yeah, it made me cry all the way through that too. So
I'm sure it did. Did Murray see it?
No, I did not.
Remember, he said he hates Jennifer Hudson, and
I don't like Jennifer Hudson, and I'm not a huge Aretha Franklin fan.
There you go.
There you are.
And I work on the weekends. So
there you go.
Everybody else is working for the weekend, and you work on the weekend.
I work on the
Murray's working on the weekend.
All right. Sometimes I don't know.
Temperature rising. Vision blurring. Rage taking over.
Sweet, 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 sweet rage. There was a bunch of little nuggets through this whole week that kind of made me minor rage. But I have a full-on rage, so the thing I'm going to rage about this week is sequels that aren't really sequels, and they confuse me. As I'm watching Don't Breathe 2, I'm kind of like, wait a minute. And then even after the movie, afterwards, we were kind of like, okay, what happened? Like, what would happen in the first one? How did this go?
After the movie was over, we were both like, Was that really a sequel?
Yeah, it didn't feel like a sequel.
What was the connection?
Yeah. And then we were thinking, was it the girl? Like, did the girl live at the end? Or?
Yeah.
And
Well,
even when you watch...
And I watched the first one right before I went to see the second one.
Yeah, I kind of wish I did.
Yeah, I thought the second one would be him tracking down the woman who stole all his money.
Yeah, but
it
wasn't at the end
Just
of
let
the
her
first
go.
one, at the first one...
There was like some weird scene at the end with the girl and they're getting on a train or something, maybe.
Like she had a daughter or she had a sister?
The girl who survived at the end, that was her sister.
There you go.
And they were going to California with his money.
Yeah, so it made me think because that's the scene I remember.
But he didn't track her down.
No, but that's the scene I remember.
8 years later, he's been raising this orphan that he found on the street.
Yeah.
In front of this house on this meth lab that's on
so
fire.
It's completely unrelated.
Completely unrelated. Just the same character.
I'm trying to take this girl that's with him and connect it to the first movie, and there is no connection.
Yeah, exactly.
No
because I just remembered the last scene of the movie, and I'm like, oh yeah, there was something with the girl and another little girl at the end. I thought that he now had that little girl.
Nope.
That's what I thought. But it was wrong. So yeah,
there you go.
Don't do that. If you're going to make a sequel,
Exactly.
and I don't even know if I should rage about it, but it's it's the best I got this week. I didn't have much more I needed to rage about, but I maybe, you know what? I'm switching my rage. I'm raging at myself. I should have done what Murray did. I should have watched part 1 before I went and saw part 2 to remind myself what it was about.
There you go.
All right.
My rage this week is having to watch Ryan Reynolds play the same character figuratively winking at the camera for the entire movie again. I know he can do better than this. I've seen it, just not very often. I've gotten to the point where I can't take it much longer. He is a few more mailed-in performances like this away from being repulsive. That is my rage.
Well, he'll never make the repulsive list, but I know what you're saying. I have to agree with you that I need him to do something different.
Just do something different.
Because you're right, we have seen him in
the middle
things
of
that
his
he's
career.
done
He
different.
tried some different with that Buried movie, and and he's always been good. Like
Buried, he was great.
He was great in that. Even in the stupid Amityville frickin' remake that he was in, he was fine.
Yeah, he wasn't trying to.
At least he wasn't winking at the camera the whole time. He's not literally winking at the
Did
camera.
not see him wink.
He never. He's figuratively winking. The entire.
He doesn't
time.
even talk to the camera like in Deadpool.
It feels like he is.
For that.
It feels.
It does.
Like
it kind of feels like he is. Everybody's in on it, and it's just.
It's almost like he's
in Chevy Chase mode.
Yeah, or
this is why
even
Chevy
parts
Chase
of Jim Carrey mode, right? Like where Jim Carrey kind of got in that, or what's his name, Johnny Depp mode, right? It's like you get pigeonholed. It's like Hollywood knows this is successful for him.
Yeah, 20 years in Johnny Depp mode.
Yeah, right? Where he's now pigeonholed as this weirdo, and now Ryan Reynolds is now pigeonholed as the guy who's
the schwarmy,
schwarmin, back-talking dude.
Smart ass.
Yeah, come on, Ryan.
Like,
we think you can do better stuff.
Even when he's playing an innocent kind of character like this, he just still comes off as a smart ass. Because that's all he does.
I kind of like the smarmy.
Yeah.
Smarmy is a good word.
Yeah, well.
But Murray likes the smarmy.
That's my rage.
Whatever.
Murray likes the smarmy.
Maybe he just likes to do fun, entertaining movies for his fans. Maybe that's it.
Repetitive.
And his fans love it.
Repetitive.
Dummies!
Not his fault. You're not one of them.
Dummies!
Rage subsiding. Pulse slowing. Anger fading.
This is Ratchet Book Club, Hood Classics. If you're looking for the shit, we have it. Looking for the hood shit, we got it. Thinking of some funny shit, we thought it. Reading with us is the best thing on the block, and we ain't gonna stop till we get to the top. So just check us out real quick. You're never gonna regret it. I'm telling you now, you won't dislike a second. Ratchet Book Club, we got that shit. We are the shit. Yeah, this is legit.
Big D.
That's it. Check me out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Podchaser, wherever you can find good podcasts at. You won't regret a second. Peace.
All right.
Sweet.
Alrighty then.
Merman, bring some joy. Are these the
Well.
top 10 Ryan Reynolds movies of all time?
I wish it was right now.
Oh, no.
I'd like to talk about 10 minutes about how great he is. but-
Okay, so he's changing it. He's freelancing. Oh, he's free guy in his Murman Minute.
Right. After the long wait, I finally got to see Free Guy this week.
Woot woot.
As many people know, I love me some Ryan Reynolds.
He does.
I don't care what you say, Bryce.
Is he your hall pass, by the way? If you're going to be gay for one night, it's with Ryan Reynolds.
Exactly.
There you go. Nice.
But actually, I'm not going to talk about him for a change. You're welcome,
What?
Bryce. I came across an 80s classic film with my other favorite Vancouver actor, Mr. Michael J. Fox.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure Bryce will hate as well.
What?
It was
Classic
The
film.
Secret of My Success from 1987.
Oh, wow. Have you not
The
seen that?
secret of my success is I live.
Hey. This is my
25
moment.
hours a day. Hey, man, Night Ranger.
You
They
just
did
ruined
the
my
theme
whole
song.
minute. Must just quit now.
Well, take 2 extra minutes, Murray. He just ate into your time. Eating
Yeah,
into
he
his.
just basically he rolled over my punchline. Thank you very much.
Hit us with it. I didn't hear the first part because of him.
It was critically panned yet underrated comedy at the height of Michael J. Fox's popularity. For fans of his TV show, this was a movie version of Alex P. Keaton.
Nice.
Story goes as such. He's a well-educated kid from Kansas trying to make it big in New York. When he gets there, his job has been eliminated. He is forced to go to his uncle, who gets him a job in the mail room. You can't help but see how incompetent his uncle is running the company, so he uses a fake name and identity to improve things around there. This is complicated when he first accidentally sleeps with his uncle's wife,
What?
and then falls in love with his uncle's mistress.
What?
Hilarious.
Hilarious. Michael J. Fox is in good form as the engaging young hero of this light comedy. Represents everything inoffensive about the 80s, from the executive ladder climbing, likable scamp, and a power-dressed female. A decent star vehicle and pure sugary 80s fun. Strength of this film is undoubtedly its soundtrack. The score, composed by fellow Canadian David Foster.
No way.
Yes, freaking way. It features an A-list of 80s musicians like Roger Daltrey, Night Ranger, Pat Benatar, Bananarama, Katrina and the Raves, and of course, the classic by Yellow.
Oh yeah. Beautiful.
Never be accused of being a deep film or even thought-provoking in any way, but it was a charming film with good old-fashioned 80s values. The soundtrack will have you humming. Now, forget whatever Bryce said. To quote the theme song, the secret of my success is that I'm living 25 hours a day. Which may explain why I'm not that successful. I spend half that time sleeping. That's all I got. See, even he knows the song.
Of course he knows it.
It's Night Ranger.
It's Night Ranger.
Night Ranger's literally the first concert I ever went to. I went to it when I was like 12 years old at Canada's Wonderland.
Did you see this
in Toronto.
movie? Did you see this movie before or after listening to Night Ranger?
Oh, well after.
Did they perform this song at their concert?
No, it wasn't out yet. This was
Was it written for the movie?
This was right after.
I believe it
Sister
was by David
Christian.
Foster wrote it, I believe.
Nice.
Yeah, this was right after. I saw them right after Sister Christian came out and exploded.
There you go.
So
No,
Anyway.
yeah, that's
Yes.
right. But yeah, Murray, I remember that movie when it came out. I saw it in the theaters.
And I loved it.
I don't doubt it.
All right, then.
and I did not.
I know you did not.
You did not love it, or you did not
Can't
see
even
it?
shut up for,
I
for 2
saw
minutes
it.
when we talking about it, apparently.
Apparently.
It's Night Ranger. I love Night Ranger.
Well, we got a lot. Yeah, well, so Murray loved the movie. So
there.
there. Well, we got a lot of lists to talk about today, people. I'm not sure if you noticed, but we had an assignment. If I seem to remember, does everybody remember our assignment from last week?
I didn't until I saw the stupid
I don't-
agenda that was given to me like
Yesterday?
2 hours before the podcast.
Yeah, it's true. But you know what? I can't babysit you all the time. When we assign homework, you should write it down yourself.
I don't really do homework.
Well, maybe you'll remember the movie
Anyways,
enough.
I did manage to
Cram it in? Did you? Well, Murray.
I watched half of it last night and half of it today.
What a trooper! Like the things he does for our podcast, people. I tell you, it's like he's a Superman or something.
Although I
or
only,
some
I only
junk.
had to watch it to a certain point.
Okay.
It was obvious who this is.
Exactly. It's so obvious that
Oh, I gotta
we may
write
have
something
some
here.
drops today, people. All right, so we were assigned to see the movie Raising Arizona because we needed to mesmerize off. So we're all going to write down who is the most mesmerizing. So we got 3 people we're working with here, which it's kind of a little unfair if one of them gets punted because she wasn't in it for very long.
Oh, you're releasing all of a sudden who you're saying.
I'm just saying.
The rules is rules, man.
Rules is rules if she wasn't mesmerizing enough. So we got Nick Cage,
Yeah.
John Goodman,
Yeah.
and Frances McDormand. So, in the movie, thank you. In the movie Raising Arizona, the mesmerize off, and we're writing down who was the most mesmerizing in this movie. And we can't pick Holly Hunter, even though she was the most mesmerizing in this movie.
Whatever.
Exactly. But she's not mesmerizing on the list, so
She should be.
she should be on the list.
Should she?
Maybe. All right, count of 3. You got it written down, Mur?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
McDormand.
Nick Cage.
John.
Of course you would say Nick Cage.
Nick
John
Cage
Mur-
was the most
John Goodman was
mesmerizing. in
easily
this
the
movie.
best
Murray
of
got
those
John
3.
Goodman, so we.
Nicolas Cage was
Everybody's safe.
I'm
Nicolas
sorry,
Cage was
McDormand
adequate.
hit this. She was the only one that was
She was,
mesmerized.
yeah,
I
but
was
she had like,
disappointed.
she was
2
great.
minutes?
I was disappointed in the other 2
She's like 2
performances.
minutes in that movie.
That's, what,
Yeah.
what does that have to do with the price of tea in China?
Saying she didn't long as
She was pretty amazing in the
Okay,
movie.
well then she shouldn't.
She had played Nick Cage's wife, and I
Then-
said, yeah.
Then she couldn't. Then why was she even part of this mesmerized off if she wasn't in it long enough to make
You
her
tell me.
mesmerized?
I-
she
was your
has
guys'
to.
idea, not
she has
mine.
to be. It's the rules.
I know,
She was
but
pretty
what I-
mesmerizing.
She was completely mesmerizing for the amount of time she was in it, and I don't care if she was in for 10 seconds. Her performance was way better than those other 2.
Nah, Nick Cage was great.
Nick Cage
John Goodman was awesome.
No.
John Goodman was also awesome.
Actually, I liked his partner, too.
We have no clear winner. Actually, you know what? I thought everybody in that
William
movie did a great
Forsythe
job.
should be on the mesmerizing.
Yes.
Who that was?
Yes.
Well, we got another one we have to talk about too, because even though we didn't get to see him, he has a credit and he spoke. So I'm throwing out Michael Stuhlbarg.
He's got a credit that he spoke, but he didn't speak.
He didn't.
He's not in the movie.
He's
it's just
not
like
in
doing,
it.
It's just like doing voice acting.
Yes, I know. I
So
did
I
have
don't know
to.
why-
I did have to bring it up though, because if you got to see him, I bet you there was a scene that they actually showed him. So if we,
I'm not even sure if it gets him off, anyways, because
it was the mess. So it was his
Yeah,
previous film.
I don't
It
think
it doesn't. You're right.
doesn't
It's a
matter.
moot point
It's
because he technically wasn't physically in the movie.
yes.
But it was close. It was very, very close. I just had to bring it up.
I saw that you were going to bring it up, and I was like, "Why are you bringing this up?"
It has to be mentioned. We should be tracking. We should be tracking our mesmerized and our undoubteds. Like,
Well, of course we are, but
Yeah.
we've already established that that's not a thing.
no, I know, but we got.
Voice acting.
As soon as I
is
saw
not
the
a thing.
credit for him, I'm like, "What the hell, Stuhlbarg? What are you doing? What are you doing? Why aren't you in this?"
So
Yes,
that brings up the elephant in the room, Taika Waititi.
yes, that's the other
That's
one.
the Kiwi in the room.
Yeah, he
And
didn't
I
get a
bel-
rage, so
but
we're
I-
gonna go back and look.
But
Did
I
you do
believe his
that one?
last one was a meh, and
Was
I think
it?
I just gave him another meh.
You did.
So I think he's off as an actor. But
He
what
would
was his-
be
What is
if-
his last one?
I'm just pulling it up. Okay, Free Guy.
Yeah.
Did you give? Yeah, you gave Suicide Squad
It was a meh. So,
goodbye, Taika Waititi as an actor.
Done.
I'm sure he's heartbroken.
He is heartbroken. He's probably going to roll over in his sleep and go, "Why did I make 2 mez?"
Or he'll just direct another awesome movie.
Well, no, he's
true.
still on as a director.
No, he's not on. He hasn't made enough
Well,
movies.
sorry,
yet.
he's gonna be on as a
He
director.
will be on. I can't see him making a bad movie.
Yeah, but yeah, as an actor, he's been in a couple of. Although you guys both gave those Mondo.
No,
Yes,
no. He gave Mondo
I
back to
gave
back.
both
I
those
gave
Mondos.
Mondo to Suicide Squad, but I gave him
Oh,
Matt a
you
Free
gave Matt
Guy.
a Free
So
Guy.
for
So
me,
he
he
would've
would
been
still
safe
be
for
on.
you,
Would
but
have been
yeah.
safe for me.
His
It's because
performance
you.
was meh,
Yeah.
but the movie
I feel
was Mondo.
bad. I'm sorry, Taka, but I'm sorry. We're in two
You should have
movies.
liked Suicide Squad as much as Murray and I.
I guess
That's right.
Apparently,
I couldn't though because it wasn't as good as you and Murray thought it was.
I think the
I
Giant
think it
Star was
even better.
fantastic.
I
Yeah,
think it was.
I think it was better than Free Guy for me. I know it wasn't for Murray probably, but
No, close, but Free Guy was better.
yeah.
Whatever.
All right, well, we'll try and find an assignment for next week because we got to take some of these people down. And
once again, we took no one down.
we
even though it
need
was
Viola
obvious.
Davis and Frances McDormand to make a movie together.
How come you can't
Can they
pronounce her name, by
I
the
don't
way?
know why. It's just by habit.
McDormand.
McDormand.
Yes.
Thank
not
you.
McDormand.
McDormand?
That's I don't
It's
know.
just-
What
it's-
is that?
I don't know.
McDormand.
It's my
Nobody,
Toronto accent.
I don't even think that's a name.
It's my Toronto accent.
I don't think anybody's named McDormand.
Why not?
I don't know.
It's just
Maybe
habit.
maybe
There's a few
there is. I've
McDermotts.
never heard that name.
What's that?
There's
There's a few
McDermott.
few McDermotts.
Yeah, lots of McDermotts.
Yeah, there's maybe
I've
that's why.
never I've never seen a McDormand.
At least I didn't call her Frances McDonald's.
Anyways, just call her by what
Anyway.
she's. That would be McDormand.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thank you. You've
I'm
made
not.
me.
I'm not
You've
sure.
seen
That,
the error of my ways.
I sense a hint of sarcasm in your
Really?
Your thank you. I don't think I appreciate it.
Well, I'm not normally sarcastic.
See, once again, I'm sensing it. I know it can't possibly be true.
Exactly.
Anyways.
All right. Well,
Are we doing more lists?
no, we got enough list for today.
I was going to bring up that someone's lost his luster, but apparently you're still in love with him. So
Who's that? John Goodman?
John David Washington.
Oh, I still love him. I thought he was great.
I thought he was just okay, and I thought he's just been okay for the last few movies, and I'm not sure that I'm loving him anymore.
Well, let's think about it.
I think
think a little harder.
Yeah, but he's still in. He's not undoubted, anyways, right?
No,
No, he's just mesmerized.
He's just mesmerizing.
I'm not sure that he is anymore, but I'm gonna give him one more movie, and then I'll.
he was amazing in Tenet. What? Come on.
He was, but.
And Malcolm and Marie, he was also pretty good. The movie wasn't good.
The movie wasn't good. He was very good.
Yeah, Tenet, he was fantastic. So he
Oh,
had
yeah.
one little slip up because he was in Greece, and the movie was not well directed.
He was in Greece.
He was in Greece.
Beckett.
It's called
Name of the
Beckett.
movie.
He was in the country of Greece.
He
Yeah,
he
but
doesn't
threw
get,
him off
he,
his
he doesn't
game.
get votes for shooting in Greece.
He was in the musical.
He was in the musical Grease 3, otherwise known as Beckett,
Grease 3.
with Frances McDormand.
Now, see, that I would have seen.
Yeah,
yeah.
I hope she never does make that movie, by the way.
Let's move on.
All right, then. All right, last week on Rage or Dare, Bryce pulled the 2009 Lady Fight Club comedy Bride Wars from Jim's newly freshened up bag of torture. This week, Jim will get to choose to rage or dare. Check in with Bryce and see if this bride film has him dreaming of his wedding day or wishing he dug a little deeper into Jim's torture bag.
Bride Wars. How was it, Brycey?
Bride Wars. They made this.
Once upon a time, there was two brides.
They made this. I'll get right to it. This is the worst thing that either Kate Hudson or Anne Hathaway have ever done, and that is saying something, as Kate Hudson was in Fool's Gold with Matthew McConaughey.
Yes.
and Anne Hathaway was in The Hustle with Rebel Wilson. Watching this actually gave me a stomach ache as I squirmed, not believing that anyone could write so many one-dimensional plastic characters and stick them all in the same movie. Is watching awful people doing and saying awful things supposed to qualify for humor? It did not, and this was perhaps the worst thing I have seen this year. And it once again reminds me of what this segment is supposed to be. Well played, Jim. This was 90 minutes of trash, complete with garbage performances from the likes of our two stars, as well as Chris Pratt and Candice Bergen. And that was and what was with the dumb narration throughout the whole thing from Bergen? It didn't even make any sense.
I know.
Why did she give a
It's
crap?
like Murphy Brown. She was Murphy Browning in.
Rage. Bride Wars was an appalling rage.
Just so you know, FYI,
Yeah.
it's going to be worse for you, buddy. Remember when you thought you wanted to up the ante? It's up all the way to the max, baby.
I'm feeling comfortable with the crap you're going to have to watch out of my bag, so.
Well, I think I'm going to go in for a dare this week. So
That would be the safe play.
Is that dare or that the audience?
the dare audience.
The audience
That's the dare
dare
bag.
bag.
Pull it out, Murray. You can pull my bag.
I wish I was pulling out of there because I get nothing but gold out of there.
Yeah, I pulled Grease 2 out of there. So suck a bag of dicks, buddy. Okay, I will be watching next week
Chairman of the board.
Wait, didn't we already watch this?
1998.
I don't think so.
Never heard of it.
What are you talking about?
Didn't this already
No.
dared by us?
No, we didn't watch Chairman of the Board.
I know, I watched it.
Never heard of it.
That's with Carrot Top.
Oh, God. Mr. Vegas.
It might be okay.
Yeah, who doesn't love Carrot Top?
It's a prop comic.
He is, with some serious guns.
Yeah, he's.
I don't think he had the serious guns in this movie though.
I guess
This
we'll
is-
have to wait for me to find
I
out.
think this is pre-serious guns.
I remember seeing this at one point, and it's one of the only movies that I only made it 2/3 of the way through before I turned it off. So
Well, now you're gonna have to make it the whole way.
oh, it's Carrot
It does
Top.
get a solid 2.3 on IMDb though.
Solid gold. Solid gold.
Did you know his name is Scott Thompson?
In real life,
Yeah.
Apparently.
Carrot Tops is Scott Thompson.
Scott
But what's
Carrot
Scott
Top
Thompson?
Thompson.
What's
Thompson is
Scott
also in
Thompson's
Kids in
real
the Hall.
name?
Scott
What's Scott
Thompson.
Thompson's real name
It's,
then?
Scott Thompson.
It's actually Scott Thompson.
So Scott Thompson and Scott Thompson,
Yeah.
Are two different people.
but they're the same.
Hey, Raquel Welch is in this.
Oh, Raquel Welch. This could be a winner chicken dinner.
No.
All right, people. That's been a fun time today.
How do you get a major release? Like I remember this being released in the theaters, and across the U.S. and Canada, it grossed $180,000.
Carrot Top.
In it.
Carrot Top, baby. Well, thanks, Ragers, for listening. Some super rage love to our members, Julene from It Goes Down in the PM podcast, James and Philip for their continued financial support to help us keep the lights on. Thanks to Extended Film Rage crew of Leonard Conlon for his artistic vision and photography via Leonard Conlon Photography. For Bex Goose for her tuning skills at Potato Lady Podcast Reviews.com. For Tony from FlixX Rated. Thanks, buddy, for being an amazing graphic design for our verbal masturbation art. For Nat from Crime Time Nerds for our Bryce Walken art. And lastly, thanks to our sponsors, Canyon Meadows Cinemas. Please go and support your local independent cinema near you as they desperately need your help as we come out of COVID. Find us on social media on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Film Rage YYC. Check out everything Film Rage at filmrageyyc.com, including our merch site for Redbubble and TeePublic. See what we look like on our YouTube channel by searching Film Rage Podcast. We're always wanting to make this a raging blast for all listeners, so please comment, like, and subscribe, and send us emails to filmragecalgary@gmail.com. Dare us to see terrible movies to fuel our rage, but no matter what you do, please make us rage. Please, please. That's it for this week. Rage on!
Hey, John.
Hey, John.